The Galactic Union Research Station drifted silently above the blue and green marble known as Earth. From the outside, it looked calm, but inside, chaos reigned in the xenobiology wing. Dr. Zarnak clicked his mandibles nervously as he watched the nursery chamber. Inside, 6 tiny alien cubs bounced around like living balls of fluff, their 4 eyes glowing with curiosity. They were the first hybrid-born cubs of the Felari species, and the Union was obsessed with studying their behavior. The problem was feeding them. They refuse all nutrient gel formulas. Zarnak groaned, adjusting his translator color. They only respond to human food. Captain Aisha Khan crossed her arms, trying not to laugh. You brought alien babies to a human station and expected them not to copy us. Zarnak sighed. We did not anticipate such mimicry. The cubs had already developed a fascination with Earth snacks. They loved chocolate chips, gummy bears, and even spicy chips that made them sneeze blue sparks. But today, something new arrived on the station, something that would change everything. Lieutenant Marco was the first to test it. He walked into the common room with a large bowl of freshly popped popcorn. The warm, buttery scent filled the corridor, drifting through ventilation shafts and into the nursery. Within seconds, 6 fluffy heads popped up. Kyrr! Kyrr! They chirped excitedly. Aisha stared at the camera feed. Do you smell that? Zarnak sniffed the air with his sensory tendrils. Yes, a light, airy carbohydrate cluster coated with lipids and sodium. Fascinating! The cubs rushed to the glass wall and pressed their tiny paws against it, leaving glowing paw prints. Their tails wagged so fast they started hovering slightly above the floor. They smell popcorn, Marco said proudly. Earth classic. Zarnak hesitated. Is it safe for juvenile? Aisha shrugged. Only one way to find out. They transferred one cub named Pippian to the feeding room. Marco placed a single popcorn kernel in front of her. Pippa sniffed it, poked it with her paw, then put it in her mouth. Crunch, her eyes widened, her fur puffed up like a fluffy balloon. She started bouncing in circles. Kyrr, Kyrr, Kai. Ah, Zarnak blinked. Her happiness pheromone levels just increased by 700%. Pippa ran back and forth, grabbed another piece, and started stuffing her cheeks like a tiny squirrel. The other cubs watched through the glass, screaming in alien baby language. Let them try, Aisha said. Moments later, the room was filled with 6 cubs rolling around in popcorn, tossing it into the air and making tiny popping sounds of joy. This is unprecedented, Zarnak whispered. They are hoarding it. Marco laughed. Congrats, you've discovered their favorite food. The next day, the Union received an emergency message from the Galactic Council. The Felari homeworld had a problem. Their population growth rate was declining, and juvenile survival rates were low due to lack of appetite. No nutrient formula worked for newborn cubs. Zarnak stared at the message. Then, at the popcorn-loving cubs on the monitor, he froze. Captain Khan, he said slowly, you may have accidentally saved an entire species. Aisha raised an eyebrow. With popcorn. Yes! The Union scientists requested an immediate experiment. They synthesized cornlet grains compatible with Felari biochemistry and tested popping methods using controlled heat plasma. The result? Alien popcorn. The cubs on the Felari homeworld reacted exactly like Pippa Hyperactive, joyful, and most importantly, hungry. They ate, they grew, they thrived. Within weeks, juvenile survival rates tripled. News spread across the galaxy. Humans invented a miracle food that saves alien babies. Trade delegations arrived from dozens of species to negotiate for popcorn technology. The Galactic Council issued a statement. Popcorn is hereby recognized as a universal juvenile enrichment and survival food. Earth farmers became galactic suppliers overnight. Popcorn factories launched into orbit. Aisha became famous as the human who fed the stars. Months later, Pippa and her siblings had grown larger. They could now communicate through a translator device. One day, Aisha entered the nursery, holding a bowl of popcorn. Pippa walked up, her tail swishing happily. "Captain Aisha," she said in a tiny robotic voice, "why do humans eat popcorn?" Aisha smiled. "Because it's fun." Pippa thought about that. Fun is important. Fun makes us live. She grabbed a piece of popcorn and held it up like a trophy. "We will remember humans as the fun species." Aisha laughed. "I'll take that title." Years later, historians recorded that the first major interspecies cultural exchange was not a weapon, not a technology, not a political treaty. It was popcorn. Humanity became known across the galaxy not as conquerors, not as warriors, but as the species that turned simple corn into happiness, saved countless alien children with a snack, and every year, on the anniversary of the discovery, Felari cubs everywhere celebrated Pop Day, tossing popcorn into the sky and shouting, "Kyrr for humans, for fun."